Wait, is this recording?
Yeah, we're on.
What, dude? No. Okay, this is where you got to start it when I have the glove on. I can't put it on like when it's... Yeah.
Okay, I'll just cut it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going.
Yeah, dude. People in the NSA got a lot of power.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
No, it's funny the things that you think of.
Nobody else thinks of this?
No.
People who think of that are the ones that are trying to hide something. The ones who are guilty. Those are the ones that are always worried about that kind of stuff.
I'm not necessarily worried about it. I'm just I'm just entertaining all of the possibilities,
Thinking of all the different scenarios.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It must be very entertaining to work for the NSA, though, because I'm sure that you see some on a regular basis.
I bet it's scary, actually.
I wonder how many people have to get psychological evaluations after they work there on like a monthly basis.
Well, they have to get one before they even work there, I think, to be able to get in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Which is usually kind of a sham anyway, speaking from experience.
You tried out for it?
I was going to say, like, what?
No, actually, I was like one step away from...
Scientology ain't the same thing, dude.
You need a psychological evaluation for that. That's for sure. There's like one Scientologist who's watching us right now. It's like, you, Jordan. Don't worry, I'll bleep it out. No, but like I was like one step away from getting into the LAPD like 3-4 years ago. And I wasn't able to get in because on the last step, it's a psychological evaluation. And
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, Brian. Because Jordan's crazy, that's why. Yeah, so on the last step, I didn't pass the psychological evaluation.
I think we should rethink why we hired him.
Look, I was a lot better back then than I am now. I'll tell you that much. And,
You were a lot better back then than you are now.
Yes.
Okay.
I was more normal.
Did they give you a reason why you failed it?
No.
No? They just said, you're not the one.
They just said, peace out.
Yeah?
Thanks for a year and a half of your hard work, but peace out.
Wow.
And that's what makes you go crazy. That's what
crazy.
makes you actually crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I wonder what the criteria is.
Dude, so like, it's like a 1,500 long questionnaire. It takes you like 8 hours to do. And then afterwards, but they sit you down in front of a psychologist who just tries to grill you over every single answer guy got you picked,
Really?
It's like, yeah. And so like, I'll ask you, so is your favorite color blue or purple? And then because you'll be like, blue. Is that why your father touched you? And I'm like, what? Well, what are you talking about, lady?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they just try to twist and turn every single thing possible. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but whatever.
I have a buddy that's in the LAPD. Should ask him.
I should, huh? To be honest, I'm glad I didn't become a cop, though.
Really?
I'm really glad I didn't become a cop in hindsight, because I would have either turned out two ways. I would have probably been a very jaded human being because I like people. But if I have to be around bad people who are stressing me out, people who are constantly lying to me all the time, it rubs off on you and it steals all of your good energy, And so if I had to be around that all the time as a cop, because cops have such a stressful job already, man, I couldn't imagine. And then, or two, I would have been like in Training Day with Denzel Washington. I would have been one or so I would have been either that or that. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't become a cop, to be honest. So, but well, shout out to our boys in blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely. What's it called? Yeah. So what should our icebreaker be?
I thought that was.
I have another icebreaker actually.
Here we go.
So over the weekend, I went up to Lake Arrowhead. For all of you who aren't from California, I'm pretty sure you guys have like heard of like Big Bear. It's a mountain, It snows up there a few times out of a year. It's nice and quaint and quiet. And so while I'm up there, they had an Oktoberfest out there.
Yeah,
and it was actually my first time at an Oktoberfest, and it's cool. There's like beer, the food vendors, there's live music, but honestly, after it goes over, I think like the whole Oktoberfest thing, there's a lot of hype, but I don't see why, because it's supposed to be about like the beer and everything, but the amount that it cost for you to have a single beer,
yeah,
it's ridiculous. And so, but you can't just go and buy a beer. You have to buy a ticket first, and then that ticket allows you to have one beer. That ticket is $20. And then to get a refill, you have to buy another ticket for $8. And so essentially, if you wanted to have 2 beers, you're spending $28.
But that first ticket, does that get you anything else?
It gets you 1 beer.
That's it?
Just one pitch.
No food, no snacks,
no food, no snacks, no nothing. It's just a beer that's about this big in a fancy type of plastic pitcher that says Oktoberfest on it. So essentially $28 for 2 beers. I could go buy a 6-pack for half that and drink it in my hotel room.
Drink one and get buzzed.
For those of you who don't know, I am a lightweight. It makes no sense. I'm half Irish, 6'2", 210 pounds, but 1 beer will get me. So, yeah. But have you guys ever been to an Oktoberfest before?
No, I haven't. But I have friends that go, and for them, they're not ones that spend a lot of money on alcohol, but they drink. Mm-hmm. So they'd rather go to places that aren't expensive to drink.
Yeah,
and they're beer drinkers, and they go to this, and they just go crazy. And they drink all day. It's like an excuse to go drink. That's why they go to these things. And I don't think it was that expensive. But they didn't go to the one up in Arrowhead. I'm not sure which ones they're going to.
Well, is it like a traveling tour thing, kind of, or does
I think there are multiple? I think there are multiple because I think we have some people here at the office that went to the one in OC not too long ago, and then there's one in LA. I
think it's just like certain areas will just have one as an event. Mm-hmm. There's the Alpine Village over in Torrance or wherever that's at that has one. Oktoberfest over in Big Bear and Lake Arrowhead. I think Mammoth Mountain does an event out there as well. They're all over the place. It's just, an excuse to have an event where you can drink a lot of beer.
Right. Yeah, well, maybe it was just in that particular spot as to why it was just so overinflated in price. But was it
special beer? Was it like, maybe like a special edition microbrew or something?
It had a fancy name to it, but it wasn't. But it's not like it was like some nectar of the gods or something. It was. I could buy my own damn beer from a Quickie Mart and be good. So I don't know. I was a little. I mean, it's cool, but I was a little like, is this what Oktoberfest is about? $28 for 2 beers.
Yeah, because I think the other ones that I've heard about there, you get the ticket, you get in, you get a couple brats, you get a combo meal with your beer.
That would make sense.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's justified, Yeah. See, I would be okay with that, but it wasn't.
Maybe it was just that one.
Probably. Yeah, there's still.
But then there's like stuff like Renaissance fairs and things where you pay and you don't get anything, you just get admission, just to experience the event. So at least you're getting a beer out of it.
Yes. Still.
Not for 20, not for $20 damn.
Yeah, but you could have gotten charged $15 and not get a beer just to get into the event.
Well, there wasn't an entrance fee, so I guess maybe that's
so you can walk in and okay.
Yeah. And they don't even ask you for your ID up there at all.
So that's anywhere. Wait, before that, I don't understand then the $20, and if the refill's $4, you get to keep the cup.
Oh no, it's $8 for a refill.
For the refill, $8 for a refill. Even then, that's weird.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think you got ripped off, dude. I think someone scammed you,
man. This guy, he doesn't know anything. He's a lightweight.
So, hey, check this out. $20, man. Get you a beer.
Nice.
That won't work on him. He's not that stupid. Watch. Yeah, no.
I watched a podcast. I know he's a lightweight. He can drink.
I think I recognize him from the Jadacast. That's Jordan.
That's Jordan. Yeah, he don't drink. He don't know better. Let's get him.
Well, you know what? Speaking of somebody from the Jadacast being recognized, we got us a potential ball player in the room here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so tell them what happened, Darryl.
So I had previously attended the past 2 Laker home games. I attended the home opener this past Saturday, and then I also went to the game directly after that at home against the San Antonio Spurs. 2 days ago?
And where'd you sit?
I was pretty close.
How close in particular would you say?
I was very close. Very close. What are you trying to get out of me, dude?
Hashtag crazy rich Asian.
I was sitting row 1 behind the Laker bench.
That's cool.
Well, that's pretty close.
Yeah, so that was a pretty cool experience. But what happened prior to that actually is I was walking around Staples Center trying to kill some time, doing some shopping at the Team LA store. And as I was walking out, I got approached by these 2 guys that worked for the Lakers, part of the Staples Center, well, not Staples Center staff, but Laker staff. And they approached, I was with my brother. So they approached the both of us and they were like, hey, would you guys have any interest in doing the Toyota Halftime Skills Challenge?
So cool.
My brother and I looked at each other like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. So we just had to sign some waiver forms and things like that. So basically they gave us the rundown of how it's going to work. So they pulled us from our seats as the second quarter started, took us to the tunnel, which is really cool. Briefed us once again, and they had like the little obstacles like set up so you can like warm up and practice and whatnot. Laker girls were back there, so you got to hang out with them and talk to them for a little bit. That was cool too. Mm-hmm. And you're watching the game from the tunnel, like at least for the entire second quarter.
Really, that long you were down there?
Well, yeah, I mean, they gave us an option to go back to our seat, and they said that they could grab us like at the 5-minute mark, but we were already there, and like we were both kind of nervous.
Yeah,
and something about feeling the basketball, like holding onto it, is like safety. You know, like because you're warming up, you're getting to the motion, and just holding onto the ball, kind of
Wilson.
Yeah, like it kind of it just feels like very like secure or safe. So anyway, halftime comes around, they bring us onto the court. And they're explaining to the entire Staples Center crowd like how this is gonna work and whatnot. So they put you on the big jumbotron, so everyone's like looking at you.
Man,
that's crazy.
And so you have 45 seconds to do this.
It's making me nervous right now.
You have 45 seconds to do this course, and so like if you're familiar with the NBA All-Star Weekend, they set up like this dribbling obstacle course where you have to zigzag, and then you run to the other side of the court. You make a layup. After you make the layup, you run, get the ball from a podium, and you do a chest pass through a tire. Now, the thing with this is if you get the ball through the tire, every point that you make thereafter is double, right? So you're trying to get as many points as you can. So after you make that chest pass, you run, get the ball from the other stand that's set up, and you can have your choice of taking a 3-point shot, free throw, or a layup. And as much whatever time is left from that 45 seconds, by the time you get to that spot to shoot, is however much time you have, and you just keep going until it stops.
So they picked you and your brother. Were you guys competing against each other?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So,
yeah. Okay.
Well, so the thing is too, if they'll take contestants throughout the year and kind of tally up the points. And so if by the end of the year, you know, your score is one of the higher ones, they bring, I think, like the top 3 or whatever back.
Oh, really?
To compete. And the winner of that wins Toyota Corolla or something like that.
It would have been cool if it was a Prius.
I'd be like, no thanks.
People actually talk about you and your obsession with Priuses, by the way.
Yeah, me? It's not my obsession. It's his.
It's not even an obsession of mine. It's like it's what frustrates me. But like, Darryl, you got the highest score. Congratulations. No thanks, man.
Yeah, it's cool. Keep it, bro.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, I was watching, was it Price is Right or something like that? And one of the showcases was, I think it was either a Honda or a Toyota. And the person who won, he said, sorry, I don't want it. I only buy American.
Oh.
And then they were like, they didn't know what to do. Then in the news later on, I think, you know, one of the American car companies, Dodge, Ford, or whatever, stepped up and said and gave him.
That's so dope.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
But
really.
that was a long time ago. I was like probably like junior high school when I was watching that.
Man.
Ditching school or something. But yeah, it was crazy. That's cool. Yeah. Imagine what would you, so if you did happen to win and it was a Prius.
Well, that's like that's at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
But hypothetically, if you did.
if I did and they were like, congratulations, you win a Toyota Prius, I'd be like, well, I know what I'm doing with it right away. I'm flipping that or giving it away or something.
Donate it to charity.
Yeah, because I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. So it was, I didn't really care so much of how I did. I think just being a diehard Laker fan, to have the experience of being on the court, getting some run on the court, and like to be able to shoot on the court.
Well, apparently you weren't just on the Jumbotron either, though.
No, it was on. I guess it was aired on TV too,
Yeah,
and I had no idea because like people were starting to tag me in their Instagram stories, or they would like Facebook message me or text me, be like, "Yo, it's Darryl," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. It's kind of weird."
That's pretty cool.
On like the Jada page have actually sent some DMs saying like, "Hey, was Darryl on the Lakers game?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And then when you're walking around, like at the end of the game, like people are giving you like these looks, like, "Oh, I think that's the guy." Like,
Oh, really? So did they approached you when you were out of your seat in the
yeah. So how they do these things is just very random.
Oh,
Like, they
okay.
just pick you.
I thought they just randomly picked the seat and then they would go to the seat and pick you out.
No,
that's
because
crazy.
my brother, like 7-8 years ago, we went to a Laker final game, like against the Magic that year when they were playing the Magic, and my brother was like 7 years younger, so he was smaller. But you know how they always have the little kids on the court high-fiving the players as they run out of the tunnel. So my brother got chosen for that. But that was all at random too. So the skills challenge, the half court challenge, all of that, it's all random.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So we were like perfect, right place, right time. And so we were like,
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's a good pick too, because for that person who has to pick you, I mean, but they have to make sure they're like you're a person who can at least shoot a basketball competently, right? Or hope.
Oh man, I've seen some really. Yeah.
You can either go really good or really bad.
Yeah. So I mean, like that was a pretty cool experience, and like of all the Laker games that I've been to, I have been to quite a few. This one's one of my favorite ones for sure. Not just for that experience, but a fan hit a half court shot for $30,000. The game winning.
See, I'd want that.
Yeah. See, like, and that's the one I've always wanted to do. The Lakers, that game went into overtime. LeBron hit a clutch three. Like, there's just so much excitement in that game.
Right.
Like, so it was really cool.
That's dope.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the odds?
I've always like dreamed of being one of those guys that go out there and do that and make a fool of myself.
You don't even care at that point, honestly, dude. Floyd Mayweather was sitting courtside, and I was running. I passed him. I was like, dude, what happens if I just stop right now?
Nah, dude.
Just like send what's
as you're dribbling up court, you got to go to the side and put your hand down, try to get a high five as you're dribbling down.
Yeah, I know, right?
That would have been cool.
Yeah. So it was a very cool experience. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have to be completely honest with y'all. If they had like asked me to go on that court, I don't have the balls.
Really?
Probably because I never played ball. So I know like if I were to go on, it would just be a train wreck. It would just be a disaster. And it's even worse because I'm black. They'll be like, so Jordan White is not,
with a name like Jordan.
there will actually be a press conference of the NAACP and everyone saying like, so Jordan White, his black card is officially taken away. He is no longer part of our race.
Oh my gosh,
that's funny. Actually what would happen. So props to you.
That's funny.
You gotta represent. Gotta represent for the Asians, man.
Hey man.
That's
yeah,
cool.
but y'all are coming up in these I don't want to say black people sports, but but let's be honest, basketball is and yeah, there's a lot of
Getting there.
Asians out there now.
Getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Till next time.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that was a fun icebreaker. 20 minutes in. When are you going to talk about cars? Relax. We're getting to it. Welcome, everybody. You are tuned in to episode 13.
Wow.
13. Lucky number 13.
Lucky number. We should have shot this on Friday.
Yeah.
I just heard you go.
I mean,
It's like some hesitation.
Well, like it wouldn't have been on Friday the 13th. However, it would have been our 13th episode shot on a Friday. So would that count?
no, that's why I was just like, where are you going with it? I think that's pretty lame, but yeah, go for it. I stopped myself.
Oh, that's what that hesitation was. Okay.
Because I didn't want to really make him.
Oh, I'm dead right now. Never mind. Maybe. Yeah, there's something wrong in my head. Maybe that's why I didn't become a cop. Oh God. Anyways, so I am Jordan.
I'm Darryl.
I'm Mike.
And so we got some fun stuff to talk about today. So by the time that this episode airs, SEMA, we will have conquered, and we will be back at our desk. So
no, when this one airs, we'll be at SEMA.
When this one airs,
Actually, yeah, the day before SEMA ends, I believe. Yeah.
So
okay.
We're at SEMA.
We're at SEMA.
You'll be back at your desk. Because you'll be back home.
That just sounded so sad right now. Like, no, you'll be back at your... It's like, oh, all right. Guess I'm not there for the extra fun.
But yeah, I know it's still during SEMA, so I'll be out there. I guess you three are
Actually, we're heading back that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're driving back. So we'll be on the road.
Yeah. So I figured that since everything will be underway, that we could talk about our booth, talk about what we'll be doing at SEMA, the things that we'll have at our booth, since it's no longer a secret anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So how about that?
You want to go into like the booth display?
Talk about the most interesting thing that you think about our booth.
All right.
I'm not a very good host.
Well, okay. So I mean, I can talk a little bit.
Look at Mike. He's just silently agreeing, like yeah.
Well, I'm just what I'm thinking is like,
guy.
is that coming from you, or is that coming from things you read? Or is it?
You know what? Surprisingly, and shout out to all of our Jadacast fans, I am really happy to say that I've gotten no negative comments. None yet. But like probably now, every single troll is about to get on here and be like, "Oh, Jordan stutters and he's the host." How did you guys find a host who can't even talk?
I can't.
Oh my god!
I can't do this one today.
You guys have a stuttering DJ for? Oh my god! As a guy who stutters, when I hear other people stutter, it really stabs me in the heart because I could just feel their pain and their. I could just feel all of their humiliation, and they just have to keep it in. But I still laugh at them because it's okay if I laugh because I actually stutter. You know, I have a disability, so I can laugh at other people who have that disability. It makes it okay.
Yeah.
If you do it, well, then you're an. You know?
Okay, back to SEMA. I think, for SEMA, as far as our booth display and PR is concerned, we're doing something pretty unique this year. So we have a 20 by 40 booth. We'll be located in the Performance Pavilion, which is the tents right next to the
South Hall.
Right next to South Hall. And so we're doing something this year that we've never really done. It's actually, I wouldn't say it's like so ambitious,
Not really,
but
no.
it's just out of what we usually do. So we've used SEMA as a little bit more. It's more of a PR opportunity to have press out there, to media coverage, social activations, things like that. So what we've done is we've taken the entire 40-foot section of the booth and put a really cool graphic of the scene from Fate of the Furious where the submarine crashes out of the ice. So we took that. That's the backdrop. And we're partnering with Universal to bring 2 movie cars out. So we'll have both of the vehicles in our booth, the Ice Charger, driven by Vin Diesel, and the MXT truck, driven by Dwayne Johnson. So we've used the Ice Charger quite a few times in previous shows, but this is the first time that we'll ever have the MXT. So I'm pretty excited for that.
I want to see how gigantic that thing really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it looks in person too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. And we're taking it one step further because the MXT is already so big. It's just going to stay level on the ground.
Yeah.
But we're having a custom ramp built for the Ice Charger to display it in such a way that when you look at it with the backdrop in the back, it's kind of recreating that action sequence from the movie. So it'll be a pretty cool photo opportunity, an Instagram-worthy opportunity. I'm sure we'll come up with some specific hashtags that people can use, and maybe we can do a social activation when we're out there regarding it. But as far as like the display piece and the PR piece is concerned, that's going to be the main attraction for our booth.
Yeah, so the ramp that it's on, it's supposed to mimic the breaking ice, so it's lifting up off the ground. With the car, hopefully will have a little bit of an overhang over the ramp, so it looks like it's about to jump off of the ramp more than just being as a display piece. So hopefully it'll translate well. It's we can see it in our heads. It looks right on paper. It looks fine, but how it works out in person is another story. But that's one of the exciting things when building these booths. We have this in our head, and when we see it realized, it's actually pretty cool. Sometimes it's a little disappointing, but that's the fun part.
Right.
And actually, as we're talking about this, after this podcast, we're actually going to go see the ramp. We're going to go see the booth. We're going to go see how everything's laid out, make sure everything is all good to go. And then from there, it's heading out to the show. And then you kind of like what Mike said, you just kind of pray and hope that things go exactly how it's planned. Exactly. And, we figure it out from there. But if it all comes together, I think it should be a really, really cool piece.
Yeah.
For sure.
And how many? We have 13 display cases of product.
Yeah.
That's going to be out there. So we're showing quite a bit.
Yeah. So the main side, where all the action is going to take place as far as our booth is concerned, is going to be the 2 cars with the backdrop. And then on the other side of the walkway is where the display is going to be that highlights all of our lines. Just Trucks, Big Time Muscle, JDM Tuners, Fast and Furious, Hollywood Rides,
Hyperspec.
Hyperspec, you name it. It's all going to be there. And we're going to be showcasing some new stuff as well.
And our previous booth, which was a 20 by 20, we only had 4 display cases showing off product. And this one we have 13. Yeah, something like 13. So it's
in a 20 by 40 booth.
25, 40 by 40. Yeah. So it's quite a bit.
It's more than 3 times what we usually have.
Stepping up.
Yeah. It's
making moves, making gains.
Yeah. So we're very, very excited to once again take part in this show, and also to be partnering with our partners at Universal. So hopefully it's going to be a good show. We anticipate it's going to be a good show. So really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good show.
Don't lie. You're looking more forward to the buffets.
Yeah.
Bacchanal.
Come on, man.
We'll be at Bacchanal on what, Sunday
We
night?
have like our list of everything that we're gonna hit, you know, like as far as like food is concerned. So at least for the first few nights.
Yeah.
So we want to take advantage before the actual SEMA crowd during the show. So yes, I'm looking forward to the food. I'm looking forward to the cars. More than anything, though, it's also very rewarding, and I'm sure you know this feeling too, because you have had a big hand in putting everything together. Is to see everything come together full circle, and like we've talked about a few podcasts ago, you know, this has been something in the works for quite a bit. So to finally have everything more or less finalized, and when you see everything come together, like when you're there, it's very rewarding, I think.
Yes.
So.
And so for you, Mike, well, because I know that you have to facilitate everything. So as far as the booth being actually built on that day, are you like the guy who has to maybe tell the crane driver, like, you know, like, oh no, like it has to go there, the ramp has to spiral this way, the car has to go on?
Yeah. Pretty much, because this is how it works. We have, you know, we build the booth out here with the company that we partnered with to build the booth. They send it out there with, you know, some sort of a foreman kind of guy who just oversees the building of it. And he knows how to build the booth, but maybe there's certain aspects of the booth and details that he's not aware of or he's not too sure of.
Certain things that we're looking for.
Yeah. So like, you know, where certain signs go, the direction of the ramp and how it should lay out inside of the booth. Sometimes they'll just throw things on. Like, okay, so last year we had a booth that had signage on two sides. When I got there, they put the wrong sign on the wrong side. The right side. I don't know. They put a sign on the wrong side that it was supposed to be on. And we had to flip it around. So we had to get all the guys back over there and then flip it because they had no idea. They just put it up assuming that they did it correctly. Right. So I have to be there. Brian is actually going to be the one taking over for all that kind of stuff. So he'll be there. And we'll be keeping an eye on making sure all the things get done correctly.
And judging by how Brian does, we'll see if we actually have to make those T-shirts or not. If anything goes wrong, damn it, Brian. No, but he'll do a great job.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, like he always does.
He's done it before already. I mean, he's done Comic-Con already and a couple other ones. So
yeah, AutoCon and
AutoCon. I don't think this one's pretty big though, because it's the first time we used an outsourced company to actually build the booth. And you know, it's a little bit of a different experience because they don't, you know, they send people out and they hire a third party contracting company to build the booth for us while they're there. So it's a matter of dealing with the people who we've worked with already and this third party company.
Is it kind of hard for you to delegate trust to a third party when it's usually been you who has handled everything?
Not really, because if I trust the company that I'm working with, that the people who built the booth, and then they trust the third party company that they're using, if I trust them, I kind of give the trust over to.
So it's full circle
by default. Yeah,
I see. Okay, makes sense.
It's, I mean, like it's they know what they're doing at the end of the day. And I think for us, I mean, like, yes, it is a new experience for us as far as letting another company kind of take that over from us. But it's still important for us to have like some sort of representation from our team there, just to kind of whether that's creatively direct or execute, like, you know, what we're thinking.
Yes.
So I think all parties involved are know what they're doing, what we're looking for, and how best to get it done. So, yeah.
That's true. I mean, like, there's also other weird hiccups that happen that sometimes we can't control, and then we have to make decisions on the spot to remedy these issues.
Executive decision.
Yeah, it's so like there's times when there was one time, I don't know how long ago. I think it was 2 years ago. We had our display shelves come in, and the shelves were acrylic instead of glass. And because of how wide our shelves were, they bowed quite a bit in the middle. So, like, if we had cars, they'd start rolling towards the middle.
Yeah.
and we had to figure out how we can remedy that. And we had to make the executive decision to drill into the back wall of our display case to put a little L bracket. It didn't look as pretty, but all our product stayed, in place. And but it was pretty stressful because we had to go source those little L brackets somewhere. We were running around all over the show trying to find anyone who had, a few of them that we can borrow or have or buy or whatever. And
these are the hiccups.
Yeah, those are the kind of things that we have to be there for, or else, because the third party company or the company that built the booth, they don't want to make those decisions because ultimately this is our booth,
right?
And we should make those decisions for them. And they don't want to start doing things without our approval.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah. It's funny how those hiccups always happen, no matter how much painstaking planning that you do.
Yeah,
that's why we have our
Murphy's
fingers
Law.
crossed with the ramp, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like one of the biggest, at least how I see it, is one of the bigger pieces to our booth. Like, although we supplied them with the correct dimensions and things like that, you can't help but wonder, like, taking into consideration like the weight of the car, how's it going to hang, how's it going to look?
Yeah,
also
like do we, the person who gave us the dimensions of the car, were they like accurate with their measurements? So you put a lot of trust in a lot of people along the way, and any little thing can go wrong. It's just like, if you think it can go wrong, it possibly will. So you have to prepare for it.
Right.
And that's even with when we're designing toys.
Mm-hmm.
We have all this stuff, and we send out all of our information to our partners and our factories and our 3D guys and all that stuff. And sometimes it doesn't come back exactly the way we thought, because even though we thought we gave them all the information, there's always something that can go wrong, and it usually does. But you just have to take it and figure it out and make it work.
The punches.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's gonna be
This
cool.
weekend, actually.
This weekend, we'll see.
We'll let you guys know.
Oh man, I can't wait to get out there.
Well, for sure, because it's not only is it SEMA as a company, but you personally.
No, but it's just a fun show.
It is. It's my favorite show.
It's a cool show. It's fun to get out there. I'm not looking forward to staying in Vegas for 9 days or 7 days. I'm gonna be out there for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's just cool because you get to see everyone that you met through in this industry, get to meet new people, and then just talk cars, man. It's fun. It's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Did I mention the food? No, yeah. I mean, SEMA, I've mentioned this many, many times. SEMA is my favorite show of the year. It's the one I look forward to the most. Never gets tiring.
The word on the street is trucks are going to be the big thing this year.
Yeah.
It started last year. Last year was like mostly trucks. And I even hear Dub Magazine is not even bringing any cars anymore this year. It's all trucks. So Dub, Grid, all those companies out there that they're just going to represent hard.
And so why do you think that is? So why do you think that is? Because and so Ken Block,
yes,
he has his new truck for Gymkhana 10, the Ahuna truck, which we will see at SEMA.
Yep.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
But even he is starting to go in that route. And so why are trucks starting to make this big resurgence?
I have no idea.
Speaking to like two guys who have some badass trucks.
I'm not sure where that's coming from. I don't know what, it's just trends. Things are starting to happen in the industries where people starting to like migrating towards, or just like going towards one certain style. I think Jeeps are a big part of it. Mm-hmm. The new JL is hot. Classic trucks like the C10, a ton of aftermarket parts you can get for that truck, and they're really easy to get that truck right now, and they're really cool to fix up. That's one of the ones that you'll be seeing a lot of, I'm sure. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of Raptors. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of Silverado Trail Bosses, all these new trucks, Colorados, all these things. There's a lot of companies that are coming out with cool looking, nice trucks. And there's the aftermarket is really supporting it.
Yeah.
And that's where everyone's going. It's weird. I don't know what started the trend, but I mean, it just seems that the abundance of parts and availability of the cars right now is makes it easier to get.
I know, it's starting to make me want to become a truck guy too.
Remember what I was saying, and I don't even know if it was the last podcast, the one when we were talking about the high Ace.
Yes.
where like
last podcast.
The last one that was just released.
Oh yeah. Where it's for me, because being a sports car JDM fan.
Just to clear, that's 2 podcasts ago when this one airs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uploads every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Central Time. Wait, are we
Standard.
Pacific Central?
Are we?
That's like 2.
Wait, so West Coast, it's Pacific.
Just say Pacific time.
Pacific.
Whether it's standard or whatever. What's the other one? Standard and no, it's either standard or daylight saving. Like it's
like PST or PDT or something. Yeah.
God, why is it so complicated?
Anyway, I lost my train of thought.
It's not Earth, dude. It was.
Oh no, I got it.
It's the highest.
Yeah, so like for me, coming from more like the JDM coupe sports car realm, the truck was always appealing because it was different. It was a new game. I mean, Mike and I are talking about things like left and right, like damn near every day, and I'm going to him with like these things that I'm learning. I'm like, there's just so much to take into consideration when building your truck.
Yeah,
way more so than a sports car.
Yeah, like with the sports car, you have to worry about how low you're going to go and having to drive over speed bumps. How are you going to, you're going to take that cardboard at an angle? What do what do you have to do? But with a truck, you don't have to worry about that. But you have to worry about how you're going to lift it. There's so many different ways of lifting. When you're dropping a car, you just, you got your springs or your coilovers. With a truck, you got your leafs, you got your shackles, you got your shims, you got all these different things to be able to do to lift it.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's level, and then if you're going to have things in the back, you want to go compensate for the weight in the rear of how. And if you're going to be towing,
right?
Like there's so much.
It's crazy. I think that next week we should have an episode dedicated mainly around trucks. I think that'd be a great idea. I want to get into this a lot more. Yeah, let's keep on going though. But yeah. So there's a lot for him to learn.
For sure, there's a lot to take into consideration. It's been fun though because it's like I said, it's different and it has my interest. It's had my interest for a long time. So I'm actually fairly excited to get out there and also check out like what's out there as far as the truck game is concerned, and make some new relationships and meet new people. So.
What's crazy to me about trucks, right? You can have a one truck as the same truck. Say you get a Silverado, exactly the same truck, right? And there's so many ways you can go with it. You can go slammed. Yeah. You can go overland. You can go lifted, and you can go like grocery getter type style. I mean, there's like so many different ways of fixing up the truck that it's. You can go any direction, and there's so many people that are out there doing so many different things. It's just the market is huge. I think that's one of the reasons why trucks are so popular, because you can go so many different routes.
Yeah,
like you can go with like the 40-inch rims with a rubber band tire, or you can go with a 17-inch rim with a 27-inch tire, so you have a lot more tire sidewall. I mean, there's so many different ways of going, and it's there's something out there for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, case in point, like I'm with Mike in terms of building the truck to be a little bit more overland, more functional. I think, when we go off-roading and things like that, at least that's the look that I'm going for now. But I was literally just telling him, dude, because he knows how I am with my cars. I go through looks like nothing. I could totally imagine myself building the Raptor to be straight Baja style.
Yeah.
Directly after the Overland.
Yep.
And what's that going to require? Over fenders.
I love that look.
A different front bumper,
But it's so crazy how the truck can transform. Like if you have 2 Silverados and you have one that's an Overland style, and then you lift the other one 7 inches and put some big tires, the truck suddenly just looks more grand and huge.
Yeah.
Whereas the truck, when you do Overland style, is more, looks actually small compared, even though they're exactly the same truck.
Yeah.
Right.
So the you can really transform the look of a truck just by the different mods that you put onto it.
Yeah. Truck life.
I mean, more so like than what a street car. When you fix up a street car, you can put a body kit. You can put you can lower it. You can put either street rims or showy big rims. But the basic overall look of the car, what it is. It looks the same.
Yes.
I remember seeing the Tonka Toys Tundra out in Toy Fair one year, and I was like amazed because I have the same truck. I have a Tundra, and I was looking at that thing. And I was like, why is this thing so much larger than my truck? Why does it look? When I think of my truck, I think it's like a small compact truck compared to this thing, but it's exactly the same one.
Really?
It's just because the way you fix it up, and it just totally changes the look of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the versatility that you're able to put into that. It's crazy. Because some trucks I'm starting to get into a little bit are like those slammed the Datsun trucks.
Oh yeah,
the pickups. I really like those. I've been seeing some of those here and there, and I like that kind of look, even though it's not practical at all. I think, but I kind of like that look too.
I grew up on the mini truck scene back when the Mazda B2200s and the old my friend had a GMC Typhoon that he slammed, and this thing was awesome.
And just seeing those sparks fly on the freeway.
Dude, it was a cool scene. The bed dancing and stuff. I wish that scene would come back. I'm hoping it does, because I have so many ideas of what we can do with the Just Trucks line if that came back.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But for now, we're gonna try and expand Just Trucks for off-roading.
Quite a bit, actually.
Oh yeah.
I really I'm pretty excited to go and do some off-roading
in Vegas?
In Vegas with you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I know that your truck will be on display.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We'll find some. I've already started looking at some places, so we'll get the truck out there. It's the main reason why I haven't even cleaned it in like a month.
Yeah, right.
Because I know it's good. Like my tires are still brown from when we went to Joshua Tree. Yeah.
Badge of honor.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, if you look at some of the coolest off-roading trucks out there, they look cool on Instagram. But as soon as you get up close, scratches all over the paint because you can't help it. You have to go through rocks, you have to go through trees, and they're just all there to scrape you up your paint. But that's all. You're right. It's the badge of honor because that shows that you're using the truck for what it's worth, for what it's built for.
Can I also add too? So I've been taking my dogs out hiking. And so most notably like my husky, because she needs the exercise because she's a very active dog. She's still a puppy. She's not even 1 year, but I had her in the back. And so she's getting to that point, like where she's starting to shed a
back
lot.
As in bed or in the back seat?
No, back seat. Cause my seats fold all the way up. So they get they have more than enough room. So anyway, I had her back there and it was her first time back there. So she's naturally curious. So she's paw up right on the side and, dogs' noses are like wet and they lick things. And again, she's getting into that point where she's starting to shed. So all said and done, I actually opened up the back of my truck the other day because I was loading some stuff in and I see dog markings everywhere on the windows, dried saliva everywhere and remnants of her hair everywhere. And I was like, it's pretty cool, actually. I don't mind it.
See, that's another thing about having a truck like that. You use it for what you bought it for,
right?
And it's okay. It's character.
Yeah, all the leftover gravel or sand that's been collecting in the truck is it's kind of cool.
Just try to beat the living hell out of it. And it's dope.
Take it to its extreme levels of what you can take that truck on.
Yeah. It's great. It's fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Damn. Well, you know what? I don't see a better place to end the podcast than right there. Unless y'all have some ideas. No?
I'm good.
All right. We are good. Well, that is the end of episode 13 of the Jadacast podcast. So just a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page, and do us a favor. Send this podcast to a friend. We're trying to grow this thing pretty big. We will be at SEMA, so by the time that you guys see this episode, it will have we will be on the last day there. And yeah, that's all I got. So we are the voice of the toy industry. I am Jordan.
I'm Darryl.
I'm Mike.
And we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Later.